Welcome back to the Mindful Shift podcast. I am Leopoldine, and this space is for people who want real change without turning their life into a full-time spiritual performance. Here, we talk about how your mindset creates your reality and how you can shift it in a way that feels calm, safe, and human. A couple times a month, I do share ground and mindset tools in the podcast that are inspired by the law of assumption. So you can rewrite your inner story, and then your outer life will shift. And if you want some personalized help with me, one-on-one, everything is in the link down below in the description. Today, in this episode, I want to talk about something that almost everyone, or at least everyone I see in the comments, struggle with. For example, when you are trying to manifest a specific person. And honestly, this is also why most of you think manifestation doesn't work for you specifically. Because the moment reality doesn't look exactly the way you want, even though it's been a minute you're manifesting, then your mind starts spiraling into your old assumptions and habits. What if we never had been in contact, or we're not in contact right now? What if they actually moved on? What if they meet someone else now, or I meet someone else now? What if in the end it's just impossible? And suddenly, instead of focusing on what you want, you start to figure out how this can even happen and how it can even be possible for you. And that's actually exactly where you get stuck. So in this episode, I really want to answer those questions I see in the comments so everyone can be on the same page, because this is really important. Your circumstances doesn't matter. You can say every circumstances in the comments. I will always answer the same thing. No matter what it is, there is no exception to that. Absolutely no exceptions. Period. Because the circumstances you worry about, the no contact, the fact you are being blocked, your SP dating someone else, or even you meeting and dating someone new. This is not what will prevent your manifestation to come true in your reality 3D. That won't determine what will happen next. I will also answer some of the exact questions I've seen in the comment lately, because that show exactly how people get tripped up, especially when they are not aware and they are just looping and spiraling into how it will happen. Manifestation isn't about forcing your reality by making action in the 3D, or even you chasing signs and movements to see if it works. Manifestation is mental, first, foremost, until you see proof. But you will see it. You don't have to chase any proof or to look for it. It will happen, period, because manifestation is perfect. But this is also about you understanding how your assumptions are actually creating what you experience in your 3D. And all you have to do is persist and focus on the version of you actually want to create in your 3D. You know, the one that for once is in your favor. So if you ever felt that things became too complicated, you feel you are too late, the circumstances are way too messy for things to even happen, for things to be possible. Well, this episode will completely change that. We're gonna completely shift your point of view here. So when you are asking me in the comments, what if we're not even in contact since months, years? What if my SP blocked me? What if they moved on with someone else? What if they say they hate me and never want to see me again? What if I meet somebody else that act like I want them to be and I like them? What if even something happened to them in the 3D that makes it impossible for us to be together? And when you ask those kind of questions in the comments, what you really are asking is how this can even be possible. And on a human viewpoint, it makes sense, because your brain is trying to analyze every possible negative scenario about your situation and trying to figure out what is the most realistic to happen. Spoiler alert, once again, manifestation isn't about being realistic. It never was about that. And it's about not being realistic, but being delusional in your mind, in your thoughts. Because when you are manifesting, you are not trying to figure out how this will work. There is always the option, if you want to decide exactly how this will happen. You can do that. Absolutely 100%. This is your reality. You are an expert at manifestation. You can decide anything in your reality. But honestly, for me at least, most of the time, that's just a waste of my time. Manifestation is always perfect anyway. I don't have to do that. So why would I waste my time and energy to do so? But that's me. Keep this in mind. If you want to do that and it makes you feel safe, please do so. But the moment you start spiraling about the current circumstances you see in your reality. And you decide and choose to think about what is possible or not to happen. All you are doing is giving your power to your external circumstances and current reality and let them decide for you. And that's exactly why you don't see anything changes, because you are focusing on this and you think it's true over and over and over again. For example, I received a comment recently. I am not in contact currently with my bestie. We don't even work together. We don't see each other. We're not even connected together on social media. I have absolutely no idea what they are doing currently. What if I assume we are together, but something awful happens to them? Then obviously I will never get my manifestation, right? First of all, the fact that you are in no contact, nothing, you cannot see what is happening for them in the 3D is the best scenario ever, because you are not influenced by external circumstances. So that makes it even easier. All you have to do is stick to what you think. That's it. And about what if something happened, this is your reality. You are the boss. If you think they are safe, that they are thriving, that they are healthy, then they absolutely are. You are the one deciding for them too. If this is in your consciousness. And in the end, I completely understand why would someone think that. But please notice exactly what the mind is doing here. It is creating extreme hypothetical scenarios to just justify I can let go. It's not worth it anyway. I don't have to do that. This will never work out. What your mind is doing here is basically saying, until I can have proof, real proof in front of me, and that something logically is possible for me to happen, there is no need for me to even assume this is possible, to even assume I can have what I want, to even assume we are together. What's the point? You are the one deciding that anyway, if it's possible or not for you, not your external circumstances. So what do you decide? Is it possible or not? You have the answer, not your external 3D. Your 3D will say yes to whatever you choose. No matter what you choose, your 3D reality will always say yes. Because manifestation doesn't operate on what your mind can logically decide and see or think. Everything will happen the most naturally for you, but according to what you think on the most. Your dominant state of mind. It does work on the assumption you keep returning back to, especially in those moments. Because your thoughts are not just describing, choosing your reality, creating it. The fact you keep repeating certain thoughts is rewiring your pattern of thoughts. And the version of your reality your mind will expect and assume is true for you. So the real question you should be asking yourself is not, what if this is impossible? But instead, what is the story I keep repeating in my mind every single day when I'm not doing my practice? What is the story as I'm writing these comments I'm actually choosing? Clearly, this is not in my favor, because guess what? That is a story your mind is actually thinking on the most, choosing as normal for you, true for you. There is an entire different situation that can also happen, and that I've seen in the comments. My SP come back after years. Congrats, by the way. That's amazing. But they were distant. Then he asked if I had met someone, and I said yes. He then wished me happiness and blocked me. So I guess my manifestation failed. You guess or you assume. What happened right now is you got proof externally. Finally they came back. Clearly that was your reality proving you were right. And then they asked if you were with someone. They were acting cool, distant, chill. That's fine. All you had to do is to persist, and clearly they were not so distant because they asked if you were with someone, and they reacted emotionally when you said yes. Distant? I don't think so. I think it was perfectly clear that they were still into you and were testing the waters. When that situation happened, the most of the time, all you have to do is revise what happened and continue then after 10 minutes exactly what you did before, as if that was absolutely in your favor. They are so obsessed with you, they don't want you to be with anybody else. They will come back because they have no choice. Like literally that was them just saying they were jealous. Period. And I'm so good at manifesting that they will come back tomorrow. That is the right state of mind you should be on. Because what she did is select a moment in time and just assume, well, this is the end. This is settled then. My reality chose for me. Just because she didn't get at the moment exactly what she wanted. She got a partial manifestation. They came back. They showed they were reactive and emotional still toward them, besides appearing distant at first. And then because they blocked her, they reacted emotionally. She decided this was a failure instead of persisting till she got exactly entirely what she wanted. Because manifestation doesn't work in just isolated moments. Your thoughts pattern, your habits will try sometimes to keep coming back to prove, you see, this is what we were used to. We are comfortable there, right? With that type of circumstances. And all you have to do is be stubborn and say, no, we are not doing that anymore. That's not who we choose to be anymore. We are choosing that. And until I get it entirely, this is what I'm choosing. There is no other reality for me. You are manifesting through the dominant story you are telling yourself. The one you choose when those type of circumstances happen. And yes, this is a choice. This is not about you reacting emotionally. That's okay. Take 10 minutes, but then choose again. So what often I can see is someone will choose what they want, the state of mind they want, and apply it for a few days or few weeks or even a month. They basically hold the assumption for a little while. Most of the time it's few weeks. And then their reality show them something confusing, opposite to what they want, past behavior and circumstances that are proof to what they used to think, their old beliefs and assumptions. And then, because of that, they change the story. They return back to their past assumptions and old patterns of thinking, because this is what they used to. So this is comfortable. This is the easiest, because they suddenly start to think, maybe it's not possible. Maybe I'm failing. Maybe this is not happening. Maybe I'm stuck at manifestation. Maybe it's too late in the end. And guess what? The moment you change direction, the moment you change state of mind, the moment your reality will prove you right and say yes, 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 yes to that too. Whatever you choose to think. And it is not because manifestation failed. Manifestation can never fail. You can have a bit more delay, that's it. You always manifested perfectly, even that. And yes, this is also a manifestation of your past habits and patterns of thinking. And it's all about your mountain story that will shift or not. And this is exactly where the how questions, loop, and spiral start to come in. How can I get with them if they even block me? How can I get with them if I don't see them anywhere right now? How can I get with them if they decide they hate me and they don't want ever to see me? How can I get with them if I'm dating somebody else right now? Even though it's more friendly, but I don't want to close any door. How can we get back together if they send me goodbye and just close the door? And if you are ever doing this, you are just deciding and giving your power to your current circumstances. All of this and more, no matter what it is, doesn't matter. That absolutely doesn't matter. All you are doing right now is trying to figure out how it can even happen, despite this and this and this and this. Because for you right now, this is not possible because of this and this and this. And you're not alone. This is a human habit of thinking. And most of us do that without even realizing. And while you can decide how it's actually happened, honestly, you don't have to. And sometimes it just helps you just think manifestation is perfect. Everything is working out behind the scenes in my favor for me to get what I want. Just because I think I have what I want or I'm about to have it any moment now. Doesn't matter which tense you use. And you know what's the funniest part in all that? When things actually unravel in the most natural way possible for you. That seems so obvious. Yeah, of course that would have happened this way. That's what you will tell yourself at that moment. But before that, sometimes it doesn't even make sense. And you're just not seeing it properly because you're too caught up in your own circumstances. So remove the pressure and just allow yourself to think without analyzing the situation, that you have what you want and stick to that. That's literally all you have to do. That's lazy manifestation, to be honest. Is speak at least 10 minutes a day to think about what you want, being in your favor, being yours. And during your day, if you catch up yourself, thinking the opposite, even with circumstances or what you see, just returning to your affirmation, and that's it. No argument, movement, no changing your thoughts. No, just return to your affirmation. That's all you have to do. That's literally rewiring your brain. And okay, some of you struggle with the more kind of thing. Like, what if they are in a relationship with somebody else? What if I meet somebody else and I'm dating somebody else? What about those? Is it wrong for me to manifest someone else while I am dating somebody else? Well, at the end of the day, this is what you decide, because you can always think that the person you're with or you're dating is only friendly to you, or you can think they will meet any moment now somebody else even better for them, that they are happy, thriving anyway, no matter what will happen between you. It won't hurt them because they will meet somebody else. Maybe they will be relieved. At the end of the day, what you think goes. You are in charge of your reality. So what you expect, assume, of them will also manifest. There's no other choice. But honestly, you can either, every time you think about them, think that kind of thoughts for 3 to 5 to 10 minutes, or just continue your own affirmation for USP. It will always unravel the most natural. And yes, they also will surely act exactly as you want. Your SP will. For the simple reason they are also a movement, external, and a proof. Other people will reflect what you want most of the time, because it's easier for you to see them like that, or for you to see that kind of proof at first. You can either decide to continue to manifest your SP or stick with them. That's up to you. No one else will decide for yourself. And no choice is best or not. This is not about your manipulated outcomes or forcing anyone in your 3D. This is all mental. This is all in your mind. Because if you think that constantly thinking, they will cheat on me, they hate me, they don't want me, it's not also morally questionable, since you're manifesting also that if you think it mostly, then we have an issue here. I said what I said. How you will treat and act in your 3D reality is your responsibility, as well as what you think. So it's up to you. It's not because you are manifesting somebody else that you're a bad person. You are allowed to be joyful. You are allowed to be happy. You are allowed to want to experience what you want with your SP, with somebody else too, and be open to other relationship if you want. As long as you wish that person to be happy and thriving, to think they are happy, thriving in the best relationship with somebody else. And that's the same thing when somebody else is dating your SP at the moment. Same thing, no matter which side. That's it. That's all you have to do. Manifestation will unfold the most naturally for you. Clarity will come. Things will happen to be in your favor if you think so. So you don't even have to decide that if you don't want to waste energy about this. If you think you are in a relationship with your SP, obviously you won't be in a relationship with the person you are right now. Unless you want to be poly or whatever. If you want another dynamic of relationship, that's up to you as well. But all you have to do is keep thinking about what you want being yours or about to be yours. That's it. And everything will unfold in the most natural and perfect way for you. Literally, that's all you have to do. Please stop complicating manifestation. Because manifestation is very simple. All you have to do is choose thoughts that mean that what you want is yours, always was yours, or is about to be yours any moment now. And keep choosing that again and again and again until you have enough proof that obviously this is true for you. There is no other option. Until you have entirely, till the end, what you want. It is not about how you feel emotionally. Emotion come and go, you will experience them, that's it. You can be sad, you can be angry, you can be crying, you can be screaming, you upset. Doesn't matter if you think still that you have what you want. That will still work, no matter what you are feeling right. Your thoughts create familiarity, the one you are repeating again and again and again, choosing again and again and again. Familiar thoughts becomes finally assumptions after you see proof and proof and proof. And assumptions become expectations because you created a new belief that will now manifest subconsciously forever until you change it. And those expectation beliefs basically create what you see in your life without consciously manifesting it. And this is exactly how manifestation works. There is nothing else. So no, you don't need to believe it. You don't need to force emotion or to feel anything in particular. You don't need to think positive or feel positive about everything and all the time. All you need to do is choose an assumption, something you want, and keep choosing that type of thought 1 to 4 again and again and again and again every day for at least 10 minutes to 30 minutes a day, and return to those type of thoughts every time your mind is thinking about what you want. So even when your mind wants to analyze things, even if circumstances are opposite or confusing. Even if you don't believe it yet and you have doubts, it doesn't matter. You return to the thoughts you choose to get what you want, because you have what you want, period. And you won't accept anything less. And repetition will bring you enough proof at point, because your mind will accept that as true for you. And here's the thing that can be confronting but also freeing. You are not stuck because you don't know what to do. You know exactly what you do, especially if you are not new to manifestation and my podcast videos or law of assumption. You are only stuck right now because you keep changing your stories. You are going back and forth. You are wavering. The moment opposite circumstances happen, the moment your reality seems confusing you, you are wavering. You are changing your mind back and forth. And your reality is exactly reflecting you that. After you affirm or do you practice for a few days, and then you come back to your old pattern of thoughts. And how you do when you do that is creating more delay. That doesn't mean you won't have what you want. You decide what you want, you return to that state of mind, and then you keep checking your 3D for any signs, any movement, something happened. I need to see something. When how you have to check is how you are thinking. This is mental first and foremost. You start assuming something new, and then something happened in your reality or circumstances, and then you are returning back to your old way of thinking, or that you failed, or that you cannot manifest. Once again, that is not persistence. That is not how you persist. That is literally wavering. So don't be surprised if your reality is exactly showing you that. And I'm not talking about you thinking once or twice and then returning back to your affirmations or whatever technique you do. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about the moment you keep looping for several minutes, or even a day, or even two, about something you don't want, and the opposite. I'm not talking about the moment you keep crying and screaming and venting once to a friend or on your journal or whatever to release those emotions. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if you talk to that friend and to that friend and to that friend and to that journal, and you keep rehearsing the story you don't want over and over and over again, and then putting in the comments too. Your reality is only saying yes to whatever you are keeping repeating. So it's only unfolding the story you keep returning back to. And if you change your mind, whether one way or the other, your reality will be confusing as well. And USP will also be confusing as well. Hot and cold behavior is exactly that. So if there's only one thing you should keep in mind from this episode, you don't need to solve everything about your future and what is possible or not, because you don't need to believe it. You don't need to control every circumstances. But obviously, you can decide everything and how it will happen if you want to. That's always an option. You don't need to feel perfectly all the time. All you need to do is keep choosing thoughts that are aligned with what you want being already yours, or about to be yours, or always be yours. And start giving more attention to that version of your story. And little by little, moment present by moment present, thoughts after thoughts, your reality will start proving you right. It has no other choice anyway. It will say yes to you. Because manifestation isn't about you convincing the universe or God. This is part of you anyway. It is about training your mind to think differently. You can finally be in a state of mind to enter a new reality. And once that assumption stabilizes itself and you return back to it easily, no matter what is happening, well, guess what? Usually that's where you fully entirely catch up. Alright, bestie, if anything in this episode clicked for you, then I know it did. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And if you want to support the podcast, the best way is to like and comment, and also share with someone who doesn't want to complicate manifestation anymore. Remember, it is not the end until you get what you want. I see you next time.